Hey everyone, wanted to do a quick little video on the new patch that just dropped for 11.11. So we're on 11.11b right now as I'm recording this video. Just a hot fix. I think it was kind of expected after the big patch they dropped with 11.11 that we'd get a little hot fix for some of the things that came in a little too spicy. So, changes, Cavalier. So, Cavalier is actually getting a buff at 2 Cavalier, but it's getting a nerf at 4 Cavalier. I suspect this only thing this really changes is early game Cavalier. I think nobody was running 4 Cavalier. I'm pretty sure 4 Cavalier was not a thing. Most people were expecting a 3 Cavalier nerf, so to only see this 4 Cavalier nerf is probably a little surprising to people. To be honest, I think Cavalier is a little overrated. You can just run Knights, and Knights is about as good. It's not as good as Cavalier, but it is about as good. Um, I would look for more Cavalier changes when we get to 11.12. Champions, 2 cost Kennen. Kennen has a health reduced and has his total mana increased, but his base mana goes up a tiny bit. Pretty significant nerf, actually, which Kennen did need a nerf. He was basically stunning your entire board. Being able to kill him before he ults is a pretty big deal. So I think this 50 health nerf could be significant if you can get that much damage on him. 600 is still quite a bit to try to get down, especially early in the game where you're using Kennen as maybe a carry. But Kennen needed a nerf. He does a bit too much work, in my opinion. I think he's kind of the key to Hellions and why Hellions is such a good comp. Sett, so they nerfed his Haymaker range. Apparently his cone was too big. Reading this, I suspect this basically takes out 2 hexes out of his range. 2 on the side. So that's probably a big enough nerf to Sett to really bring him down, because Sett is incredibly strong, especially when you have a Bloodthirster on him. Just giving him a Bloodthirster, he gets so much HP back from his ult. So they also reduced his mana and decreased the armor shred on Sett 3. The mana nerf is pretty big too, but the bigger change is just this cone. Like, we could see this get changed again back depending on what he looks like, but 40 to 50 is already a pretty low total mana cost, so maybe they won't. The armor shred, I do agree, 40 was a bit much. Various, his AD is going down, his attack speed's going down. Yeah, Various is doing more damage than he really should be. Various is kind of more of a supporting champion who just kind of puts down a volley of fire. I don't think he was ever expected to be a carry, but he's kind of functioned as a carry in a lot of the game right now. And I'm going to be honest, I don't even think he's that good. I just think a lot of people run him for reasons. Overall thought here is that this is a lot of changes to 2 cost carries. Again, Riot doesn't actually have a good feel for what 2 cost carries looks like. And to be honest, I don't think anyone really has an idea of what a 2 cost carry looks like. There's been a lot of them this set, and previously there really hasn't been any. No one rolled for 2 cost carries. No one rolled for 2 cost period. So we're kind of at a weird state in the game. I think also part of this is hyper roll really enforces trying to get if you're playing hyper roll and you're playing a reroll comp, getting a 3-star 2 cost is a win con, because you cannot get a 3-star 3 cost. So the 3-star 2 cost ends up being a very strong carry. So I think in general why this has happened is mostly because the data that hyper roll comes out, more so than what ranked puts out. Just my opinion, but these are also really strong in ranked. Lastly, Lulu. Lulu is busted. I have slowly learned playing more and more of the set that Lulu is just ridiculous. I have no idea why they made Galaxy's 5 cost Lulu down to a 3 cost. It's basically does the same thing and is absolutely absurd. So they decreased the starting mana cost, But more importantly, the polymorph duration has been cut essentially by a third. Big nerf from 2.5 to 1.5 at 1 star. Uh, kind of nerf from 3 to 2 at 2 star, which most of the time is what you were seeing. And then 3.5 to 2.5 at 3 star. Yeah, this is the big nerf here, is the polymorph duration. This definitely needed to be decreased because it was kind of absurd how good Lulu was. Anyway, that's it for 11.11b. Hopefully this tones down a little bit of the insanity of reroll comps. I still think most of them will still be effective. Probably with exception to Sett. I don't think... Various wasn't that good in my opinion to begin with, but this range nerf to Sett is a pretty big deal. I think it weakens him quite a bit. So you probably won't be seeing Draconic reroll as a top comp. You'll still see people playing it, but it won't be a top comp anymore. I'll go ahead and call that now. Anyway, I'll see you again for 11.12. Peace.